Good morning, everybody. We're all packed up. I got my house and all my belongings on my back, ready to hike out of here. We had great sleep last night. And the water source is right in front of me here. I love one thing in the morning is to get up and get pure, clean, cold mountain water out of a stream and drink a whole liter before I leave the camp. That is so refreshing. But we're out of this camp this morning. We got about 7 miles or so to a hostel we're heading to for the night because there's supposed to be some inclement weather coming in, including some, I want to say around 34, low 30s anyway. So we're going to hike into there and then actually hike on past there, about 7 more miles. And so we should have somewhere around, 13 to 16 miles, something like that today. And then get shuttled back to it. So looking forward to it, not slack packing, just hiking all the way to the end, coming back to the hostel and getting dropped back off there. So still going north, not coming south. But it's a beautiful morning. In the high 40s, I would guess. Sun's out. Let's hike. So back in 2013, my wife Dana and I, my parents went to Gatlinburg and stayed there for a week or so, did some hiking, went to Laurel Falls and some other places. And it restruck the bug in me to hike the Appalachian Trail. As a child, my mom and dad took us to different places like Gatlinburg, up in Washington, D.C. and other places, family trips, and we'd get out and go see things, sightsee, hike, and many times we got on the Appalachian Trail, and that's where the first desire and thoughts of the Appalachian Trail occurred as a boy. So fast forward again to 13, I started to recruit Dana, you lightly, to be my AT3 partner, hiking partner, and that's not to be. No worries, no harm, no foul. Then in 2014 and 15, we did that other trip up to the Shenandoah area and Blue Ridge and all that, and it just continued to foster the idea and the desire of the dream of hiking the Appalachian Trail. So in 2015, I started recruiting any friend I had at church or otherwise. And George, you were the guy who showed up, and we hiked together those 12 miles that day. Longest hike we'd ever been on. I remember I was playing the harmonica, singing, whistling, all that stuff. And you sound like a bird. Then I told you the story about how my mom loved birds so much, and how her dad, AC, my grandfather, loved birds so much. And we started talking about how we'd go visit my grandparents in Birmingham. AC would come wake me up on the couch, off the couch, as a little 5 or 6 year old, and say, "Come on, little buddy, let's go get the donuts." And he and I would drive to get the donuts about 6 a.m. while the family was sleeping, bring them home. Well, one time outside the Krispy Kreme in Birmingham, I was just standing outside waiting for AC, and a sparrow flew right to me and landed in my hand for no reason. Just landed there, staring at me for a while. It was amazing. But that and other little occurrences happened. I was telling you, George, that story, and you said, "Man, well, you sound like you should be named Birdman." And I was like, yes. So that's the origin of my trail name, Birdman. It ties me to you, Mom, and ties me to my grandfather, AC. I wouldn't want to be tied any more perfect way. I love my trail name. Love what it stands for. I love birds. But anyway, so George, we hiked, and then I continued to ask everybody under the sun. No partner to be found until God sent steps into my life. And I want to say August of 16, it might have been July of 16. And we met by chance encounter, strangers sitting next to each other in a room, by our room at Olive. And then the rest is history. So here we are on the Appalachian Trail. promise I won't continue to show every time there's a change in the understory. But look at the understory. It's growing. I mean, everything, everywhere you look is green and getting taller. Leaves are exploding all over, even the trees. So these great views from one mountain ridge to another are going to start getting impeded some. But boy, wildflowers are busting out all over. Different ones at different elevations. And look at the life, you know, just a few weeks ago in the forests like this, it just was all brown. You remember, look at it now. Everything's on the grow. It's a beautiful time of year. Look at that barn, would you? Man.
Kill for that wood.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah.
So here's the bridge that we've heard about long ago that was washed out. So there it is sitting over there. Had some serious water. Oh boy, does that feel good. Oh.